You know, I'm a little tired. I'm a little bit sick. I've got my dressing going on. I'm all over the place right now, but the patch notes are out for the February update, and I've been reading through them, and I need to get this video done, and we're making this happen. So let's jump into it. So, with the February update, we have a new one-man instance called Hereafter Rebellion that's came out with this big Cerberus-looking dog. It's probably called Cerberus. I don't know. I don't think it says anyway. It just says a three-headed dog. But it's a single-player dungeon based in White Arden, I think. It says the Arden Guards. I don't really know where. Yeah, it's White Arden. Heart of White Arden. So it's based there. There's no gliders or vehicles, but you can have pets and mounts in there. And skills with damage restrictions and stuff. It's level 55 plus. 1 entry per day. And it only lasts about 15 minutes, so it is called the Crimson Guard Dog. It's not a Cerberus. But it has a chance to drop a Ironad Anima, which you need for the Haram quest, which I'm still working on that quest line. I've got the next part pretty much ready to go. I just need to like edit it together. But I wanted to do this because it's nice and it's going to be a nice and, you know, quick discussion, because I just want to go over all the patch notes stuff, which should be fun. But yeah, in this, there's like various NPCs you can summon. I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but you do get the Ironad Anima. There's also a bunch of other drops here. You get Prestige, depending on how well you do. But I think you have to like protect. I don't know, you've got to protect the Wandering Souls and use the Strength, is what it says. It's pretty vague, but we get Prestige, and depending on the amount of Prestige that you get, you'll get one of 6 crates, and it's very similar to the Mist-Song Banquet and stuff like that. So in this, you'll get 1 Abyssal Enhancer for getting a rank 1. For rank 2, you get 4, and then you also get a possible Soul Guardian drop, which I'm not sure what the Soul Guardian is used for. I assume it's like a boss item that can be used in crafting in some form. Not entirely sure. Again, you'll probably see me put out another video on like a first impression of the instance, just to show it all off. And if I can figure out how to get rank 6 right away, then you'll probably see like that. It'll probably just be a straight up guide on how to do it. If not, I'll probably do a guide as well to just try and get that out there so you guys know what you're doing with it. The rank 6 crate is like 12 Abyssal Enhancers, the Soul Guardian, then a Hereafter Awakening Scroll, which actually not sure what the Hereafter Awakening Scroll will be for, but that'll be for I think it's Awakening Dungeon Gear of some type. Alright, and we have a new world boss in the game as well, which is really cool. It's another ocean world boss from the looks of things, and it appears in Whaleswell Strait, which is, I mean, it looks pretty cool. There's an image of it. I believe it's in hold on, pull this up. Can I make it go? Yeah, there's an image over here which looks even cooler, but it's nowhere near that big from the looks of this one, of this picture. Would have been cool if it was that big, but you know, apparently not. It's a level 50 Ancestral 15 world boss, nearly 17 million HP, and I assume you're just going to need a bunch of ships to take it out. It'll be much like fighting the Leviathan and stuff. I don't know, I'm not even sure how much health the Leviathan has, so I'm not sure how to like compare it. Either way, there's a daily for actually killing it, which gets you 2,500 honor, 5 Gilder Stars and 20 leadership, which is quite a bit. But, you know, it's also a daily, so I don't know. We'll see how often people are taking this out. I'll try and get a video on this as well if I can get involved in a group that's doing it. We'll see. There's also an achievement that gives you a title, and then you get some actual armor sets as well. There's like an armor set, the Temesian Leather, which is interesting. So it can drop 1 of its 5 pieces, as well as a gold crate and a glorious even glow lunar gem impact, which is pretty nice. Again, yeah, these drops are going to be pretty hard. Also, I think it drops a cloak. Yeah, so it also drops a cloak at her upgrade that can be sized up to Eternal. So I don't know what the effect of that cloak item will be, but that's also something to look out for. That could be pretty cool. It has some pretty neat effects. Again, I don't think this is gonna be something people are swapping gear for, but maybe this is something you might want to pick up. I'm trying to see. There's no waste for it, so I don't know if people would want it. We'll see. It does have like the swim speed effect, which is pretty cool. That's 50% swim speed, which is quite a lot for free sets. And then we also have changes to Ancestral Skills. Oh, well, not changes, but actually new Ancestral Skills. So for Battle Rage, you got the Frenzy one, which I don't know if any classes take Frenzy. I definitely don't take Frenzy, because it just makes you very vulnerable. You're very much a glass cannon when you're using Frenzy. In this case, you're even more of a glass cannon with the flame version of it, which just consumes 90% of the caster's health. So in my mind, that would leave you as just a one-shot for most people. You get plus 200 melee attack, but you also have 50% decreased received healing for 5 seconds, and you lose 90% of your health, which not great. So I don't know if you'd want to take that. Maybe if you were grouped up with a healer and you could be like, hey, I'm popping it, and then they heal you on that, maybe. But I mean, I guess you could also use it in 1v1 scenarios, but you'd have to be the one to engage and get all that damage off. Either way, I don't really know if I'd want to take that. And then you also have the wave version of it, which doesn't actually take any of your health, which is actually it's a much better option. It's actually better than the normal Frenzy, because you don't seem to have any drawback for using it, except you get immobilized after 4 seconds, quite similar to the Free Runner. I think Free Runner has a similar Ancestral Skill. I think it's the Flame one, I can't remember. But you have to keep killing enemies to keep the duration going, so this is really good for farming. That's why I usually switch to the Free Runner one when I'm farming in a Haram, if I can be bothered. Just because it means you can just keep going and you've got that extra boosted damage. And then we also have sorcery stuff as well. I'm not sure what the difference is between this first one. I'm pretty sure this is just the normal one. I think this might be wrong. I think what this might do is... I think this will increase the magic attack and crit rate of other players. I don't know if the original skill does that, but I think this might just be for supporting other players. But it also has the like same base stats. I don't know, maybe it'll be different when it's in game. I'm not sure, because it doesn't look that different from the original skill if I remember correctly. The flame, however, is something that only benefits the caster, so which makes me think the other one is probably just for supporting, and it increases the magic attack by significantly more, along with the crit rates, and also the range of sorcery skills. So I feel if you're gonna take Magic Circle, you're probably going to be taking the flame version. And then we've got some Songcraft ones as well. Again, I'm not really familiar with Songcraft, so you might have to look over this yourself. But yeah, you've got those. You have some Vitalism ones as well. You've got a few for men there, and then Swiftblades finally get Ancestral Skills. I don't know if this will make Swiftblade classes viable. I did want to try a Swiftblade class, but again, you don't combo with a lot of the other skill sets, so hey, at least you've actually got some Ancestral level stuff now, which is kind of cool. Hopefully we'll see more changes to Swiftblade, and hopefully they'll get more than the 3 Ancestral Skills, because they're still a little behind everyone else. And then we have some new achievements. And what's cool about these new achievements is there's a 5-seater mountain we can get, which to get you need to tame a bunch of stuff through the boxes that you tame, the taming boxes that you get from the arena, which is like 800 each. So I think it's like 12k of the Curios badges to actually get enough to get this mount. Again, I'll probably make like a video on taming or something at some point, just to give you guys an idea of how that works. But it's a 5-seater mount. It's the first in the game, so if you have any friends, there you go. You've got basically a carriage. I kind of want a carriage in the game. A carriage would be cool. Then again, we've got like farm halls and wagons, but some sort of wagon mount. I don't know, like a caravan thing would be kind of cool. I don't know. It's really nice to see new mounts and stuff. So we're actually getting a lot of new mounts this patch, because of all the ones you can now tame as well, which is a little further down. So before we get to there, there's some changing to the way larders work. They seem to well, diminish in profit after they've been left there for too long. But you can also take it early now, which I don't believe you could before. Again, I haven't done ladders in Unchained, just something I haven't bothered with, but this does mean if there's a maintenance coming and you're going to lose ladders, you can just take it before it's ready and you'll lose like a little bit of profit, but you'll probably still get your money back, if not a little more, which is kind of nice. And then they've added some new battle pet stuff. Not really looked at a lot of the battle pet stuff, honestly, which you can all craft, which is kind of nice. And then they've added a bunch of keybinds for like targeting targets and marks and stuff, which is actually really cool. That's very convenient. I don't have enough keys on my keyboard for that, but you know, maybe if I pull out my Razor Naga again, I'll be good. Also, there's some stuff about crime. Crimes committed against summons are affected by the level of the owner. That's not that interesting. There's more exploration spots in the Haram Mountains now as well. So, I mean, hey, if you want to get your exploration up, you can go looking around there. No idea where they are. And as for guilds, there's they've changed some of the buffs around, I believe. I'm not sure exactly what the buffs are. I'm not sure what the current ones were. I can't remember. But they also said they've added new contents that activate the improved guild buff. I don't know what that means. I assume maybe that's just some of the new quests and stuff that they put in. Because I believe it was you did like an honor quest or something, and it would activate it for a couple of hours. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, that's kind of cool. And then we've got some hero mission stuff, which has changed around. Again, this isn't going to apply to most people because most people aren't going to be a hero. But you can now activate strength of the faction. Okay, so it's just like points that you get towards like your hero contribution. I know there's like goals and stuff you need. I've never been a hero personally and probably never will, so again, not that's applied to me, but they've just changed some values here. And also you can lead a raid in the new competitions that they put in, which we'll get to soon. Also, pirates have 3 heroes now instead of the 2, which is also neat. And also there's a big faction thing with the faction activity points. So there's this now, dominant and weak factions decided based on a final score at the end of the week. I don't know if this is to do with exiling, but I know this kind of this has a pretty significant effect on the weaker faction. Don't know if the stronger faction gets a buff or anything for being the dominant faction. They don't really say. I guess we'll see. But the weak faction gets a don't give up, and you get an increased XP, increased loot drop rate, increased honor, just increased guild buffs for another hour. So you get like 3 hours of guild buff when you do pop it, which is interesting. I guess most people, the weak faction is going to be the pirates, so the pirates are always going to have the don't give up buff. We'll see, but hey, I mean, kind of nice to have. And then they've also expanded the range, increased the minimum activity points. Again, I don't really know what the activity points are all about. I was under the impression that maybe they affect exiling, but I don't really know. Also, there's now a faction competition, which is it's another pretty cool feature that they've added in. It is gonna mean there's a lot more you need to do daily now. But in Cinderstone and Ynstia, there's gonna be a mission to purify the zone. And you have to compete with the other factions to actually earn points. And whoever wins, it lasts for 30 minutes apparently. Whoever wins will get like the rewards of 24 improved infusion supply kits. There's all of them here. There's the 24 if you're first, 20 if you're second, and 16 if you're third. But most importantly, the winner also gets control of the guards in that area. So the guards will go from neutral to being part of that faction, which is interesting. I don't know how that's going to work with like Cinderstone. I'm just thinking that people like questing there. I'm not sure if I'm interpreting this right, but that would mean that, hey, if Hereafter were to take over Cinderstone, you couldn't quest there if you were at that level. Because you just get killed by the guards. Maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure. But yeah, you just need to summon and destroy lodestones for this, and then you either get 3,000... Yeah, members of the faction receive 3,000 points during the competition. Talk to the blue salt brother to receive 2 blue salt bonds. Oh, you can get 2 blue salt bonds and 10 gilder stars. I actually missed that when I was scanning through earlier. And here we go. Access to the trading outlet will be restricted to the winning faction, and the neutral guards are swapped to the guards of the faction, which is interesting. Also, some little details here. They've added a gear score to undergarments and simpsons costumes of grand or higher. So we're probably going to see the equipment point levels get inflated a little bit. Because also the gear score of accessories and instruments have been raised as well. So we'll see how that works. Also, there's now a little function to search the marketplace UI, which is neat. And the Stillwater Gulf Naval Arena is back, finally. I'm not sure what they've changed exactly. I never really did it that much. I did it once or twice. From what I'm reading, I think it might not be limited to certain times of the day now, which is part of the reason I didn't do it. That'd be kind of nice. There was a lot of curious badges up for grabs here, so this is something I want to try and do a video on, and preferably something like how to like win every time. I kind of want to do something like that and try and figure out a good strategy of how to play this. So this might take me a little while to come up with, but I'll definitely go over it. Because it's actually it's a fun arena. I like the clippers you get in there as well. Also, let's keep on going down. Pirates can now get blue salt quests. Okay. The Red Dragon Warriors Medal grants leadership when used. I don't know what that's about. It says quest. I don't know if we now get a quest for that. But I was under the impression it always gave you leadership. And there's now some new recipes for epic grade anchoring materials. Yeah, there's 4 new tempering charms and stuff, which is interesting. Also, a big thing now is they've added a fed slot for a lot of the not server time, but is it server time? It's not like in-game time, but the IRL time. So there's a fed slot now for Golden Plains, Fall of Ram, and Red Dragon's Keep, as well as Kadum, which which I have not really done much. I don't think people do that one as often because most people don't really know what they're doing in it, which makes it a pain to do, because the one time I did go in, everyone just wiped. But that's actually super cool. It is, the new time is like 1:30 AM to 2 AM, which oh, look at this, hold on, it doesn't last as long, does it? I'm pretty sure it used to last an hour, and now only lasts 30 minutes. And it's interesting. One of them lasts 45 minutes. So the one of them like early morning is only half an hour. The other two are like 45 minutes. I don't know how I feel about that. I do like that there's more time slots though, even if it is a little late. If we keep going down, there's now a new ship, which is the Battle Clipper, which I kind of want it to be the one that's in the Naval Arena. I don't know if it is. It's only 1,500 curious badges though, so I'm probably going to pick it up. But if it is, that'll be super cool. It's always nice to see new ships in as well. The Turtlecraft's got some buffs as well. Turtlecraft takes so long to get. I would love one, but there's also so much more stuff I need to get. And then, like, I want to get my the immortal token as well, but that one's gonna take forever. But yeah, that's 1,500 curious badges, which, you know, if you're also counting getting all those mounts, it's gonna be like 13.5k curious badges for everything, for all the new stuff that's in this patch. And then they've also adjusted some skills, so Battle Rage got a nerf. I don't know how significant this is gonna be, but it's on multiple abilities. The extra bleed doesn't do as much damage anymore, so the additional damage you do due to a bleed isn't as big. I don't know if it's going to be too significant, but I mean, like 10% on some of them, and then these are from like multiple abilities, so you're losing out on a fair amount of damage. But I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. Archery's Endless Arrows, it's actually Endless Arrow Stone. I don't know much about archers either. It now hits 5 per enemy, so it's got like an AoE effect to it. It doesn't trip anymore though. And then you got a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, again, like for some of the stuff, you guys might want to look over it if this is to do with your class. Battle Rage I can just straight up say is a nerf. But then you've got the sorcery stuff here as well, which, I mean, looks like they buffed stuff. It looks like a straight up buff. Addiction's got like a slight nerf. And then Swiftblade, also, it looks like they've changed stuff around there. Swiftblade just needs to, I don't know. I feel like it can still get to a better place. They've still got like some work to do with Swiftblade, we'll see. And then they've added in the Serpentis and Sea of Drowned Love to the instance finder, or the raid finder, whatever you want to call it. So now you can just jump in an instance from there. You don't actually even have to travel there, which is kind of nice. They've also took out the mobs at the start of the encounter from Dahuta, which is interesting. I was going to do a video on the lesser Sea of Drowned Love, which is like the weekend event thing. From what I'm understanding now, they're pretty much the same, except, you know, the Sea of Drowned Love's harder than the lesser version. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty neat. You can now do that cross server. You know, it's, you know, easier to pug. The Fall of Ram, they've made some adjustments to as well, so in hard mode, you'll now get some more rewards. You'll get 15 for saving 250 refugees instead of 12, and 20 instead of 15 if you save 300. And the amount of Wendigos that appear isn't as many. You can only get 4 at once now. I need to do a video on that as well, because I've not really done much on the hard mode. Again, you're probably going to see a lot of videos on the stuff that I talk about here, going a bit more in depth. But I do want to like just go over it all. They've also removed a bunch of support quests, which is interesting. You can now steal a portion of the territory income if you win. Like sent over the mail after a siege ends, which is pretty neat. And tempering, they've got new tempering charms per equipment type. there's a bunch of stuff here, and then we have the tame mounts. So there's a bunch more tame mounts now, because there's a new version of the Captain Toolbox available in the Arena shop, which you can only get if you're over the rank, if you're over rank 3 of Knight. So anything lower than that, you need to actually rank up first. I'm currently like rank 1 Knight, I think, so I was gonna pick up Grandmaster, but I've been slacking, and I want to get some of these mounts now as well. Because there's now the Razorbeak. You can get the Razorbeaks here. You can get the Blade Wings. You can get owls, and you can get honeybees as well. You also get bats. Trying to see if there's anything else. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, and they've all got unique abilities, and you know, just a unique mount, because a lot of people are going to be riding around on the Diligence Store stuff or the owls that you get for free. So if you want to pick up, you know, a unique looking mount, you can get one of these, and if you collect them all, you get the 5-seater mount, but that will take a lot of work. Also, they've moved some stuff around from trade routes and some miscellaneous stuff, but that's about it for that so far. Honestly, a really promising looking patch. We get like a whole new instance, we got a new faction activity, new mounts, we've got oh man, you got another arena back in. I say another arena, it's not a new one, but you know, the arena's back. Well, a new world boss. It's just really promising looking. I kind of hope we get big patches like this every other month. If they keep this up, this is really good, and I want to see more stuff like this. I think I still want to see like the dailies cut back a little bit, so you can maybe focus more on like big faction events and world bosses and stuff. Because otherwise it's reset raids and every day and just doing the same thing, which I don't like as much. I wish they'd make it weekly, but I can also see the issues with making it weekly at the same time. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do in a couple more months, I guess. Because we might see them make changes like that. Because I think honestly what they're worried about is if they take out daily stuff, they'll take out like some of the reason people play, which I don't think is entirely right. We'll see. I feel like as they put more content in, they'll probably pull back on that stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna go more in depth on a lot of this stuff. The Hereafter Rebellion, I'll probably have a video out tomorrow, if not later today, probably tomorrow. And then all the other stuff I'm gonna try and get videos out on as soon as possible as well. So keep an eye out for those. Thanks for watching, everyone, and feel free to check out my Twitch. Check out the other videos, like favorite subscribers. Favorite still a thing on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know anymore. That's it. That's how I'm ending this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you when we do Hereafter Rebellion, I guess. Adios.